Hello and welcome to the second season of my podcast. I'm your host, Meher Mirchandani. I'm a mother with a story, a business leader with a vision, and a transformative coach whose mission is to help leaders strengthen the relationship with themselves so they can thrive in all areas of their lives. This podcast is in collaboration with Light Digital, and I've selected this beautiful space here at Casa Luso today because its pastel shades add to my guest's qualities. So today's guest has over 2 decades of experience in the field of clinical nutrition. She has not only transformed lives but also been a driving force behind the creation of a healthier, happier society. As the founder of Simply Healthy Meal Plans and Simply Healthy Fitness Programs, she has empowered countless individuals to achieve their wellness goals, whether it be weight loss, managing conditions like PCOS, diabetes, or embracing comprehensive fitness journeys. She is none other than Mithun Desarkar. She is the brand ambassador of Costa Coffee UAE, a spokesperson for United Nations World Food Programme, and champions campaign to end hunger, reduce food waste, striving for more equitable and sustainable world. Wow. She has won several awards and appears on many lists consistently. She needs no introduction, but she's just not a name. She's a symbol of dedication, innovation, and the unwavering belief that health, wellness, have the power to transform lives. Please join me to give a warm welcome to Mithun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and I'm so excited to start this conversation.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you embark on this journey? How did you choose this career?
My father wanted me to become a doctor, but then as life happened, I decided to take the preventive healthcare path. And those days, I'm talking about almost 25 years ago now. So most dietitians would probably work in only hospitals, and I did it too. But my journey as an entrepreneur started when I came to Dubai in 2004, and I became an entrepreneur in 2005.
Wow.
So, and I felt Dubai is a land of opportunities. There was nothing where people could talk health, talk wellness, eat healthy food. So I started with the Simply Healthy Cafe, then we started Simply Healthy Diets, where I would just give diet programs, and I started Simply Healthy Meal Plans. So yes, that was the time when I got a lot of recognition. I was called the Trailblazer,
You were. I mean, of course you were. I remember there was nothing. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
amazing.
Yes,
and what
yes.
made you, what made you confidence, give you the confidence in what you were doing? And when it's difficult when you're not from Dubai, you
Yeah,
come here, you
yeah.
start, you set up.
Yeah.
So, so many people are not able to do that. So what gave you
Absolutely.
that confidence to believe in yourself, in your journey, in your career, to go ahead and,
Take that plunge.
Take that plunge, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That plunge is that first step that you take is the most important. So did I freak out? Yes, I did. Did I invest in myself, put in all my money in that basket that I was investing in? Yes, I did. But during that period, I must admit, I made many, many mistakes, because you're very young. No one in my family was from the business background. I didn't know business, but maybe whatever strategies I was following and putting on in my business worked. So from 2005 to 2008, I really saw immense success. I was getting a lot of mileage, the newspapers were covering me, the radios and televisions. I was hobnobbing with the who's who of the Dubai society. And sometimes as a young entrepreneur, you feel you have arrived, right?
Yes, of course.
We all make those mistakes, and I really made some huge blunders. Somewhere in 2008, when the recession happened, by 2009, I had lost almost everything because of my mistakes. And I had to take a forced sabbatical. I was back to zero, all right? I don't want to blame anybody. It was definitely my mistake, so I own that. But after the 2 years of sabbatical, a lot of thought process went in, and there was a change in my life when I saw that my clients started messaging me again. Mithun, when can we see you back? When can
Wow.
we,
Impressive.
when will you start helping us again? I think that was a moment when I realized, let me take that step once again. Yes, I had my fears. Maybe I would, lose it all again. Am I ready to gamble this time again? But well, I took that step, and I think that paid off. But this time I was more patient. I was not in a rush. I was not trying to impress anybody. I was very patient. I wanted organic growth. I wanted to be content. I wanted to give time to my toddler, because that was the period when I also became a mother. And I wanted to give time to my toddler. I started taking life slowly, easily, valuing my family and my career, of course, at the same time.
That's
So,
such a big learning. That's such a big learning
Yeah.
when you said that you
Yeah.
started valuing your family and wanted to give enough time to your toddler.
absolutely.
But tell me a few other learnings, when the first time the setbacks happened, how did you navigate those challenges?
So first and foremost, I must admit, women perhaps don't come to know about this, but when things don't happen the way you anticipated them to be, you get into depression. I think I went into clinical depression during that time. Firstly, it was also postpartum, and the fact that I had lost so much money and people who had been a part of my life. That was the story actually. But anyways, but I realized one thing, that I must have tripped and I must have fallen, but that's still not failure.
Of course.
That's
well said, well
still
said.
not failure. We all go through our mishaps and mistakes, but that is not failure. If you consider this as an experience, as a learning experience, and if that can temper change in your attitude and your mindset, and you come across and come out bigger and stronger,
I was just going to say that. I think that makes us
then
bigger
what
and
is it?
stronger.
Then it's fine. Then it's fine. It's all about the growth mindset. It might take time, but if you're on the right path and you know you're doing things right, slowly, patiently, I think you will see success.
So, what would be your, if I may ask, and if you don't mind me asking, how would you, what would you give to the listeners? Like, what would be your 3 takeaways from the mistakes you made?
Number one is don't quit. In my case, I had a forced sabbatical, so probably that was my time to reflect, time to introspect what I wanted to do in my life. So the first step that I had done that time was renew my DHA license. So take those small steps. Be patient about it as well when you're taking those steps. And like I said, failure doesn't come just like that. You keep trying, making those attempts.
So, you were still in that mindset that
I
you
was
said
still in the
that you
mindset.
will take
I had
a
my
sabbatical?
fears.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, I had my fears, but I was not going to give up. I was not going to quit. I will take a small break, but I'm not quitting. That was the
amazing.
mindset.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what were the learnings? Like, people say that don't trust this one, don't go too fast. I know you said that you went a little too fast.
Yeah.
But what would be the 3 mistakes you made if like just you had to?
Yes, my
Own it
first mistake was I went too fast.
Okay.
Second is, I definitely feel, don't take mortgages and loans. I think so. Take it slow. Do it as per
That's
your
so honest. Yes. That's so
capacity
honest.
and your
Yes.
capabilities. That's
Yes.
the biggest mistake I had made that time, because I
don't
spread my
leverage yourself
wings.
too
Don't
much.
leverage yourself too much.
Because that does cause stress.
And believe in your skills, believe in your talents. No one is indispensable, but learn, educate, be that person who is so credible that people go up to you.
Amazing. I love it. Love it.
So that's the only way you will stand tall in a competitive industry. When I started out in my industry, probably there were only 2 or 3 players in the market. Today, after COVID, there are perhaps 300 or 400 such players.
Wow.
And of course, there is ripples that you see in your business, but you still stand tall because you're credible, because people have the trust in you, and you have so much experience.
Correct. Of course, you were one of the first ones, so of course.
So
So that played a big role.
Yes. So I feel constantly learning, constantly gaining knowledge, imparting that knowledge should never go away. That's where the trust factor comes in. That's where the credibility
And
comes
we
in.
keep becoming the better version of
We
ourselves,
become,
right?
exactly,
The more
right?
we learn,
the more generous you are with imparting your knowledge.
yeah.
And
It's all about the learning and growing yourself
Growing
consistently. That
yourself.
will actually reap you the benefits later.
yes,
Like, you know, I
absolutely.
love this quote. I don't remember who said it, but success is something you attract by the person you become.
Yeah.
So it's consistently, constantly learning and growing yourself that will get you the success internally, at least, that you
Yes.
need to be happy externally.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. But what a journey, and thank you for sharing so honestly and openly. I think that's what really makes us alive, and you know, when we are able to give back and explain or express our experience with people around us. I think that's where the gold is, the nugget is, and that's how we all learn from each
Yes.
other's journey.
And own your mistakes. I don't think there is any harm in owning your mistakes. There's nothing to be embarrassed. So you own your mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and don't repeat those mistakes again.
It's very important to own. That's why. So I want to ask you, what helps you keep this thriving mindset and not go into the victim mindset? I mean, after such a huge setback, you know, what do you do? Maybe in terms of some tips for listeners, or even, you know, what do you do to keep that thriving mindset alive in you and not go in a dip?
You know something, we as individuals can probably be our greatest obstacle, or we can work with tremendous force with our minds.
Correct.
This whole victim mentality is so wrong actually. I know some people have that. They've seen so many bad things happen in their lives
True.
that they have this fear
Yes.
that if I think something good to happen, it may not happen.
Correct.
Right? But we need to get rid of these negative thoughts. It's very important to get rid of these negative thoughts, because otherwise you will constantly have these thoughts in your mind that will keep on growing in your mind, and the good things will not happen to you. For example, a woman starts blaming, let's say, her husband. I put on weight because of my husband. He loves to eat out and then he forces me to eat, so I put on weight. I don't go to the gym because I'm busy with my children getting their homework done after a long day at work. I don't get my steps because at work I'm sitting all day long. I'm very emotional and I eat sweets. Why are you blaming the situation and the circumstances? There is no point in blaming anybody else for the situation that you are in right now.
Correct.
You have to make your time. You have to ensure that you love yourself and look after yourself. It's like you wear the oxygen mask first.
Absolutely.
Rejuvenate yourself, recharge your batteries, and then you'll be able to give it out to the world and start thinking positively with a positive mind. I definitely think this negative mindset is what leads to all the trouble in our life. So I strongly believe constantly focus on positive thinking, resilience, self-care, look after yourself, eat well, nourish your brain, meditate, nourish your brain again with meditation, stay away from stress, exercise. There are so many such things that you can do for your own self, make time. Like for me in the morning, I used to have a very rushed life. I think COVID changed me a lot. I actually started introspecting and reassessing my priorities in life. You know, because I realized nature can destroy you in seconds,
How true. Yes, we all learned that.
right?
Yes.
I started appreciating the what can I say? Human fragility. I started appreciating the essence of human fragility, and nobody can be spared. Rich, old, poor, young, everybody was in the same state
Correct.
of
Yes.
fear, and you know,
Yes. Yes.
the
When
situation
that
was
hit.
the same for everybody. So what is it? So I started my slow mornings, and that has made me a more mature and a happier version of me. I wake up, I start slow, I want to meditate, I want to exercise, I want to get some sunlight. If my husband is in town, some quality time with him, having good conversations over a cup of coffee, enjoying that coffee, not in a rushed, gulping state.
So
of
being present, basically.
Being present in the moment.
Yes.
I so cherish that. Then I feel all this that I'm doing for myself has charged me, recharged me. My batteries are full now.
Yes.
Now I can go out and recharge others, my clients.
Absolutely.
And
well said.
then when I see them walk into my room with doubts and fears, and those fears going away, having that faith and hope, that makes me alive, that makes me happy. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. So true. So true. It's really about connecting with ourselves and understanding ourselves and
Yeah.
having that time to create that awareness in us to be able to be alive every
Like you
single
said,
day.
you know, be present in the moment.
Yes, being present.
Such
in
a
the moment.
fast-paced world. What are we chasing? What are
What
we?
are
really-
we chasing?
I
That's a
don't
great
understand
question.
that. Imagine that. See, we're not going to live forever. Whatever
Yeah.
little life we have, imagine if this was bottled in your favorite wine bottle. Are you going to pop open the bottle and start drinking straight from the bottle? No. You're going
You're
to
gonna
pour it
cherish it.
nicely in a good glass, in a beautiful glass, sip little by little. That's how your life should be. Enjoy it little by little.
Absolutely, I so agree. So agree. So, having said that, what is the relationship of mind and body? A lot of people just go and want to say that, okay, I will not eat, or I will do this, or I will only exercise. You know, they take to extreme things in life.
Yeah.
Personally believe there's a huge relation of mind and body. You can only lose the weight or become fitter once you also sort out your mind.
Absolutely.
So, what's your take on that?
You know, this is so true what you just said, because the mind and body connection, people don't talk about its credibility enough.
Yeah.
They don't give it enough credit. Have you heard of this condition called as TMS? It's called as tension myositis syndrome. Okay?
Okay.
What it means is, it's a condition where your mind, basically, let's say you feel pain in your muscles, in your neck, in your back, in your body. That was not from any muscle incompetence or any structural or physical problem. That was from your mind.
Oh.
All your negative thoughts, then emotional strain, the stress in your life is what gives out that pain to your body. People suffer from fibromyalgia. There is no diagnostic test for these things, but the fact that you have lowered your immunity because of all the stress and the wrong emotions in your head. People have had gastrointestinal troubles, you see. Every time you're anxious or stressed out, it
Yes.
starts affecting your gut.
Yes.
People have had cardiovascular issues, life-threatening issues. But having said that, the mind is such a strong component of your body, people have also reversed their illnesses.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
With the right mindset, people have been able to reverse their chronic disease conditions without medications also. So the mind plays such a strong role. And similarly, if you have good physical health, you have a healthy mind. If your mind is healthy, you have a good physical and mental state, both.
Yeah.
So huge connection. And to get all this in place, couple of things that I would want to tell your audience is that first is nutrition. Your nutrition has to be right. And when I say that, 60% of your nutrition has to come from plant-based sources. 60%. I'm not saying you become a complete vegetarian. I'm not promoting that. But I'm saying 60% of your food has to be from fruits and vegetables, healthy fats coming from plant sources, nuts and seeds, sprouts for the live enzymes, beans, lentils, as much as possible plants is what you need, because this is what is going to give you all the anti-inflammatory ingredients inside of your body.
That's
all
beautiful.
the antioxidants that you need for your body. Yes, of course, when you eat your meats, your eggs, your chicken and fish, just ensure that they are from credible suppliers. You don't want your chicken to be full of hormones and antibiotics.
Correct.
If you're eating eggs, ensure that the chicken that has laid those eggs are probably eating natural food.
Yeah.
The fish is from the ocean.
There's much more awareness of this now. but
There is
yeah.
awareness, thankfully. People are careful about it.
Yeah.
Nutrition plays such a huge role. And I'm not saying that you eat healthy each and every day, because sometimes things can go wrong, right? Sometimes it's not possible. But if 80% of the times you've eaten healthy and 20% of the times things were not as you expected, it's all right. You're
Yeah.
still on the right path.
Correct.
Second, I feel, is hydration. We don't pay attention to hydration enough, right? So, Meher, 60% of our body is made up of water,
Yes.
but 85% of our brain is made up of water as well.
Okay.
So, your intelligence, what I mean is the way you think, the way you process is all about hydration.
Wow, beautiful. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you have to ensure that your brain gets hydration too. I'm telling you, the day you've not had enough water, you're not able to think well. Your focus is not as you would want it to be. You are not feeling that you can concentrate. So hydration is very important. Third, I feel I would give importance to oxygen. Breathe. We need to go out.
Yeah, that's something I've been doing, a different kind of breathing that they talk about. You have to breathe more deeper.
Breathe deeper. Go out. Get some
Real oxygen
Real
rather than
oxygen.
the indoor oxygen.
We are not absorbing any nutrients unless our body gets oxygen. Our brain needs oxygen. Our cells need oxygen. We're not doing that enough.
Absolutely. Wow, that's wonderful.
Why don't you go out in the sun and exercise, or just go out in the sun and get that oxygen? As soon as you go out in the sun, your brain and your eyes will start producing serotonin, which is your happy hormones. You're starting the day right with that sunlight, you know.
Beautiful. Yes, of course.
And your circadian rhythm is in place, your serotonin is in place, you're feeling happy, you're feeling positive.
Yeah.
Why can't you make these small changes?
I think those are beautiful, beautiful tips.
Absolutely. See, we all want to exercise, but maybe every day it's not possible. But 3 times a week you can plan that.
Yes.
Other days you can take a walk outside in the morning, start your
Yeah.
day with a walk in the morning. Even 30 minutes of physical activity will benefit you.
I
You
agree.
don't really have to sign up with a gym, or I'm not saying that you have to go all out. Yes, if you go all out, it's great, but if you don't have the time, 30 minutes you can't walk, can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you
And
can give yourself.
you can
that
give
much
yourself.
time.
You
Yeah.
can give yourself. You have to dedicate that much time for your self-love. And when I say self-care, self-love, this is also self-love and self-care. It's not just about
Absolutely.
going to a spa and
Yes.
getting a massage or getting a facial.
No, absolutely not. In fact, I mean, my speciality is self-love. So I love explaining to people that, you know, taking care of your mind, body, soul is self-love.
Yeah.
It's not only about self-care, but it's also about how you take care of your mind and your body, which will support you
Yeah.
to be
yeah.
able to do what you're meant to be doing for the rest of your day.
That-
So if
there
you
you go.
start your day with meditation, journaling, yoga, or whatever you enjoy, like a
Yeah.
walk outside to get that kind of push and the serotonin, like you said, happy hormones, that's amazing. I didn't know that. No wonder I love to walk. I love to walk outside. And especially
You
after
just
a long
feel
day.
so alive after
feel
that
so
walk.
happy
There
after
is
that.
nobody I know who would say I've come back feeling exhausted after a walk. Everyone
Very
feels
true.
alive after a
Very
walk.
true. No, very true. That's amazing. That's really, really amazing.
And you know, we compromise so much on our sleep. One thing I'm struggling with is the digital detox. I'm not able to do it. And I feel, what was I scrolling unnecessarily? I wish I was sleeping earlier.
So
You
true.
know, we
To be
all
able
have.
to have your boundaries right.
But
is-
then I feel I'm unwinding, but that's so wrong. I'm working on it myself. Yes, so sleep is very, very, very crucial for healing. I cannot reiterate enough how important sleep is.
I agree. So what is your health routine like? Like what do you eat? What do you like? You know, what's your day like? Tell us what's a day like for you.
I usually try to wind up by 11 and I wake up by 7. But having said that, 11 to 7 is not necessarily every day. I would say it's 50% of the time, 60% of the times I manage this routine. Other days could be 12 to 7, but I try and clock in 7 hours of sleep. I think it's very important. The day I don't sleep well, I know next day I'm going to be brain fogged. I know next day I'm going to need a lot of makeup. Other days you
It's
can
important
do
for
without.
skin. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's such a big change in your skin when you've slept well. You don't need any serums, you don't need any lotions. If you've slept well, that's your lotion, honestly.
True.
Yeah. I feel those are the days, if I've slept well, I'm not craving any sugar. I'm not craving excessive amounts of snacking, because that's how it is. When you have not given fuel in the form of sleep, the next day you are going to suffer, and the brain is going to ask you for some sort of fuel to function. And women have been known to function on fake fuel, or fumes we would call them. Black coffee and whatever else, sugar, you know.
So that's interesting that if you don't even sleep well, you need these things. Because I sleep very well,
Yeah.
and touch wood, I sleep also between 7 to 8 hours. I sleep early as well. So I don't need these things. I don't
Yeah.
need coffee. I don't need tea. I don't
Yeah.
need any kind of that sugar or anything
That's very good.
most days.
That's
and
very
everybody asks me why, but I never thought about
because
this.
you have cracked this.
Yeah, I have cracked this.
And then when I wake up in the morning, in my bed only, in a very, I need my blanket, I need my cushions, but in my bed, in my comfort space only, I finish my meditation first.
Yeah, that I do that same.
Because I don't think meditation is about getting up and going to your place of worship and being spiritual and all that. Meditation is me and my mind,
Yeah.
my
I agree.
thoughts, calming my thoughts, aligning myself with my positive thoughts, and planning my day, planning my future, and feeling great about it. That's how I want to start my day. And then, of course, after 30 minutes, then I would definitely want my coffee. I cannot do without my morning coffee. So, and if my husband is in town, he travels a lot, but if he's in town, then I want my 30 minutes conversation time with him. Just makes me feel very refreshed. I really look forward. In fact, in case he's in town and he's not made that coffee, it really upsets me because I look forward to it. I look forward to those conversations that I have with him with that coffee. And then I finish my exercise. Once the exercise is done, then I feel, wow, I'm done. Such a big task has been
Yeah, you feel very achieved. Like you feel you've
achieved. Such an
accomplished something
important,
for
because
yourself by
otherwise
then.
it's on the back of your head.
Yeah.
That I haven't worked out, I haven't gone to the gym, or I haven't done anything today. At night, there is no energy left in me to do any form of physical activity. I want to relax. So morning is my time for exercise. I used to intermittent fast. I don't do that anymore. See, with every stage of your life, things change. So I listen to my body. Now I feel fasting is not helping me. I need my breakfast. I need a good fuel to start my day. So yes, I enjoy a good high protein breakfast. Eggs and veggies, sweet potatoes, sometimes chia seeds and oatmeal berries. If sometimes need to be some protein powder in my oatmeal if I've had a good workout session. So it depends, but I usually enjoy my eggs. So breakfast, and then I'm off for the day. Then I start my work, and then yes, I do have a very sedentary lifestyle afterwards, because you're sitting in the only time I walk is when after a client, I'm going up to the reception to fetch them and get them in. So it's a deliberate process to just go outside to the reception and bring them in. So you get the little 30 seconds, 1 minute walk
Yeah.
and come back. So I try and do that. And in the evening, I definitely try and get some walks and steps. I'm trying to get some steps in. If not 10,000, at least 7,500 steps. And I eat healthy. In general, I eat healthy. Luckily, Simply Healthy sends me so many samples because I have to try everything out. And the fridge is full of healthy food. So I have no excuse to not eat healthy.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. So,
So-
tell us a little bit about Simply Healthy meal plans.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm 100% sure everybody listening to this knows it, but just tell us
Yeah.
very, very quickly so people who don't know can benefit from it.
See, many a times we think we know it all, right? When it comes to food, most of us think that, and now with so much information around, we think we know it all. But you have to remember, one size doesn't fit all. Yeah. So the speciality of Simply Healthy is, when you first come to see me, I'm first trying to assess what is the root cause of your obesity. Most people who come to me have come to me with the first challenge of not being able to lose weight. Now, what is the cause? One might think, oh, she must be somebody who eats mindlessly. She must be overeating, and that's what has, or she's sedentary, this what has caused her weight gain. But many a times, yes, that could be a small percentage only. There could be a more deeper rooted problem.
Correct.
That problem could be that the woman has hormonal issues. She could have PCOS. She could have insulin resistance. She could have hypothyroidism. She could have certain gut related issues where her food is not absorbed, nutrients are not absorbed as she would have liked them to. She has food intolerances or she has deficiencies. Women are so okay to live with symptoms. You ask anybody, do you sleep well? Sometimes, no, not really, it's disturbed, I'm a light sleeper. Are you anxious? Yes, I'm very anxious. Do you have brain fog? Do you have hair fall? Do you think your skin nowadays feels pigmented? Are you breaking into acne? Do you feel bloated all the time? Are your sugar cravings really very strong and high? Are you feeling very moody? Are you feeling depressed? They say yes, and they're actually living with it without actually making any change to those symptoms. So we try to gauge that, what is actually going on. We assess you, investigate, do some diagnosis. Based on that, now we curate your diet. Okay, so when the diet is curated, now let's say you're a very busy woman, you don't have the time to get into the nitty-gritties of going to the groceries and shopping and cooking, measuring, weighing, thinking about the macros. You want to outsource this. You want to be relaxed. We make the food in the Simply Healthy kitchen, and the food gets delivered to you every day in the morning fresh before you've left for work. Your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything comes to you. This is your bag. Now you have no excuse. You eat healthy, which is 80% of your fitness secret.
Yeah.
And 20% you work on yourself. You work out. By the way, I have a vertical Simply Healthy Fit.
Correct. Yes.
Now we also provide you the solution for fitness. We send you personal trainers home.
Yeah.
We
That's
send
amazing.
you an expert home or wherever you are. Now we send you the food, we send you the trainer.
Now what's your excuse?
Now what's your excuse?
I love it.
Now your excuses is your mind. If you
Yeah.
think you're not able to be thinking positively, you're not able to motivate yourself, take help from a coach,
Yeah.
take help from a therapist. Help is out there. Just seek help, you will get
Yeah.
it.
I think the whole concept is that we really need to get out there and explain to people that they should not be shy to take help.
Not
this
at
is
all.
your life. You owe it to yourself to become the best version of yourself. And mind, body, soul connection is so important. And if you are able to do that, and if you are not able to, I mean, for me, I was not able to do it alone. There was a time in my life where I really felt that I needed help, and I went
Yeah.
to healers, I went to therapists, I went to coaches because I wanted to be the best version of my life. And
Absolutely.
we owe it to ourselves to become the best version of ourselves.
Many times people feel they don't have the access, but they, even if many women don't talk to their friends, even the social connect has been lost.
Or it is a surface level connect, I would say.
Yes. So if you are going through some pain, some trauma, something that's bothering you, why don't you take help from a friend or anybody who lifts you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's okay to get help. We have been unnecessarily,
We have been conditioned to be okay with things which are not going on okay with us. Like if we are feeling low, we have been taught and conditioned that it's okay. But when there is help, and when there are tools and skills and coaches and everybody out there who can help you feel better every single time, every single day of the week,
Absolutely.
then why do you want to live like that?
You don't want to wait until burnout has kicked in and
Absolutely.
then there's an emergency and you have to rush to the doctor. We are in preventive healthcare just because of that. You go to a doctor when something has gone wrong, but you come to a clinical dietitian because you want to prevent that stage.
Absolutely.
You don't want to get into that emergency situation.
So, being so successful, tell me, how do you prioritize family, home, professional life? What's your take on balancing both?
I don't know if there is work-life balance truly. If you are an entrepreneur, you are running 3-4 businesses, it's very difficult. But the secret is starting with the most important and the urgent matters. Every morning when I first start with my to-do list, I have 3 segments. One is the most urgent and the most important ones, which needs to be priority. Then is the middle one, and then is the one that can be kept for later as well. So if I have enough time, then I'll probably go to the third section, but mostly by the second, I would have finished my day. So I make that a point. I keep a separate 2 hours time for my son for sure. He's 15 years old now. And I've seen the change from a toddler stage, from a chubby baby to a growing up boy, seeing him evolve, intelligent, a handsome young man now. So I want to enjoy all of those moments. But yes, if you're a busy mom, you're not going to see him throughout the day, but the evening I have set apart for him 2 hours. And my husband is down, that's our family time together. That's the time I will not do anything. I will try to keep the phone aside. I will not entertain,
Of course.
Yeah. So that is something that I've done. 3 breaks I take in a year. One, I try and do it with my girlfriends because I need to connect with my girls. One, me and my husband do together because we again need to connect as a couple.
Absolutely.
And one we do as a family. So tonight I'm leaving.
Amazing. Yes, you
My
told
family.
me. on a family trip.
Yes. So before the burnout kicks in, I want to take these small breaks to feel revived and charged again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have started realizing that micromanaging is not going to help. You can't be that perfectionist. I used to be. I'm telling you, my life has changed in the last 3-4 years. I don't micromanage anymore. I trust and I delegate. And I supervise, of course. But I'm trusting those people to do the job, learn themselves on the job, and I just, it's a yes or a no, I tell them.
And
I
you
mean,
empower them in
and
that
I'm
way, right?
empowering them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the only way you can grow and expand.
I agree. So well said. I love that. I just love what you said right now. It's so important. If you want to grow, you need to make sure you are able to grow other people around
Yes,
you, your
yes.
leaders, people who are supporting you in
Yeah.
your business, at your home. You need to trust them.
Yeah.
Oh, well said, bang on. I mean, I would definitely vouch for the same. For the last question, have you found a purpose in your life? Is this your purpose? What is the purpose you would like to live with, or are
For
you
the
living
last more than 20 years, I know that I've been using nutrition to heal and transform people's health. I won't say lives yet, but when the health improves, automatically it changes their lives. So I've been doing this for the last 20-25 years, and that gives me immense joy. I think that's my purpose. And that is why every time I have started a new business, it has always been
linked to
linked to that umbrella in a way. Like we first started with a Simply Healthy cafe, but I was too ahead of my times. But well, that was a time when we were serving healthy food. Then we started with Simply Healthy diets and the Simply Healthy meal plans, and then now the Simply Healthy Fit programs that we have. I'm also a part of a band. I sing, so that gives me joy.
That's
I love
beautiful.
to yes. So definitely my purpose is giving happiness and empowerment and well-being to whoever I can, whoever crosses my path if possible.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Tell me in very short also about your band. I know you do that, and you know the theme of this podcast is also how do you thrive? How do you feel alive? So I know you did mention this before.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why is it so special to you?
So right from my childhood days, I would sing. I hadn't taken professional training, but I would call it my God's gift or my father's gift to me, that I have a good voice, if I may say, and I sing well. But yes, this was never going to be a career strategy. So in 2013, when I felt now I'm settled and everything is fine, my baby is taken care of, and I started the band Raga Factory with a good friend who's also a singer and a musician.
Amazing.
And for the first 5-6 years, I was fully involved in it, where I would also perform at different concerts and venues. But yes, as your business takes over and you're so busy, you cannot pay attention to everything. So now I've become choosy and selective. I say no to a few, I say yes to a few.
But you still do it. So at
Oh
least
my
you
God,
feel alive.
I love listening to music. I love singing. I enjoy the whole process of learning the nuances. That is also another form of meditation, by the way.
Amazing.
Singing, when it comes to music, it doesn't only mean that you have to sing constantly. Even the fact that you're listening and learning what the maestros have done is also a form of meditation for me.
So beautiful. Love it. I love it. And I really love how you have all these beautiful facets and you are able to cater to all of them and live this fulfilled life. So please keep inspiring
Thank you
everyone
so much.
around us.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time today.
Thank
and
you,
I'm
Meher,
super
for having
grateful.
me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Come Alive podcast. Please like, comment, and share it with whoever needs to hear it.